with this one too if you want. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'm still defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. And I just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy. True, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be up in the sky, defying gravity, flying so high, defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Now that I'm defying gravity, I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down.
And good evening to everybody in chat. And that's not Chenoweth. Chenoweth is a soprano. Shut up. You already know. God damn it. Fuck you, Corrosive. It's increasingly how I feel, Hossel. As long as I have to fly solo, at least I'm free. So here we go. It was not my idea. Something I tell my husband's picture twice a week. The role of Elphaba is a mezzo-soprano role, and Kristin Chenoweth is a soprano. Hey, you know what? I usually tell Coco "fuck you" at least once during my stream, so it's not an uncommon occurrence. But just a second, I have somebody who is very insistent on wanting his dinner. I've had to tell him all flipping day, no, it is not wet food time. Come on, cat. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Here we go. Come on. Indeed, he can. Indeed, he can. All right. Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I worked from home today, but when I got off from work, I had to go to Arlington and back to Dallas. So here we are. And sometimes drive time is just not as cooperative as you want it to be. Sometimes he's pretty spry for an old boy, Corrosive. He really is. And what can you say? Food inspires him. I'm bored. I'm tired of Ernie. You know what? It's been pretty damn hot, Hossel. It's been the other day it was 106. It really was. It was 106. Yeah, we know you're a foodie. Anyway, so here we are. I didn't finish my stream on the Lawless panel. But Tonic went live this morning and played a bunch of Connie's live stream after my live stream from the other day. Dude, wow. This little fuck, he sure is preoccupied with my weight and my looks and my age. And my vagina. Oh my God. How many times have I heard him mention that lately? The answer is no, Rebel. I will not be your Mrs. Robinson. Hustle. Look, since I've been widowed, let's just say the longer I'm widowed, the more the attention from men ramps up. And a lot of them are younger than me. And I'm not interested in that at all. What? Okay. But yes, bedtime clown, bears shit in the woods, and it is hot. In Chicago, the Bears have really nice toilets in their locker rooms. Now, see, even a non-football person like myself got that one. Well, and just imagining that scene. I would like to be able to say that, Cece, but unfortunately, I grew up in Texas. That's not possible here. Not where the high school stadiums rival pro facilities. Well, corrosive, I thought you could tell a medium voice from a high voice. Her. One of the funniest things I have ever seen. Kristen Chenoweth sing. And Kristen Chenoweth is just a funny lady. She has funny facial expressions. She's got a funny sounding speaking voice. But she also happens to be one hell of an iron lunged singer. So the funniest thing I have ever seen her sing is a number from Candide. And it's a monstrosity of an opera piece called Glitter and Be Gay. And it's funny as fuck. But I'm bored. I am bored. I said I was going to be going live more. I want to get my watch hours up, etc., etc. I'm almost at 500 subs. I kind of would like to make some content for my channel at some point and, see if we can do that maybe. But and watch how you say that, hell no, Coco. I'm just saying that geography would not permit me to ignore football entirely, especially not here in DFW, where the most valuable sports franchise in the world is. That wasn't going to happen. Oh, we have a baseball team too that just won the World Series a year ago. So, that little shit. No man's ever gonna want you again. That's all you know. Yeah, it's a very distant year ago. It's always what have you done for us lately? Well. Let's see. Yeah, ugh. You know what? And I'm not even really. Don't take this as taking up for Rebel. My distaste of Rebel has to do with him, but overall, I'm not interested in a younger man at all. That idea just does not appeal to me. I don't want to raise anybody. After being married to such a solid, mature man with a rock of a steady character, I mean, just no. On the same token, I do not ever see myself as marrying somebody 20 years my senior or dating somebody that much older than me again. What my husband and I had, even though it was only for 23 years, was very rare and special. And it's something that I would be too old to have with somebody else now. It, personally, I think that fucker's happy with the status quo. He still gets his money. Plus, he doesn't have the business risk of the capital that a winning team will bring in for a short period of time while they're hot. Exactly. Exactly. At the end of the day, they're still the most valuable sports franchise in the world. He got 3 rings early on. He has made his mark on the entire fucking town. So, as far as a decision makes, 8 and skate is the way to go. That video, that live stream Tonic was going over this morning of him going over what mad friends Shelly and I are supposedly, and how she came to me and asked for me to protect her. No such thing happened, Rebel. Nobody ever asks for my protection or for me to stand up for them or anything of the sort. If I stand up for somebody, it's because I genuinely want to. And with Shelly, it was even more of a want to since I do not personally like her. See, that's the thing about having some integrity and honor, Rebel. It means even when you don't like somebody, you can stand up and say they've been wronged because you did wrong her. So, thinking Shelley had anything to do with it? Not so. She'd never come to me and ask for anything of the sort, ever. Hey, hey.
Good evening. How's it going?
It's going.
I caught a little bit of that replay on Tonics this morning, and then he let Abe up, and I was like, "No, I gotta work. Please get him off. Finish playing that." But it was funny, I thought, and I thought it was funny how Rebel was able to talk to her and treat her that way, and why they would go back for more.
It is abusive behavior. It's like, honey, I beat you because I'm drunk or because the boss does something at work, but I really love you anyway. And it's your fault. If you just clean the house a little better, or if dinner tasted a little better, or if it was right on time when I got home, this wouldn't happen.
Because I was thinking grooming. He's grooming her, but she's been groomed already. That happened a long time ago. So you're right. That's just their relationship. But yeah, that's weird.
It's
and
abuse.
Put it on TV.
It is abuse, and it's not the only person he abuses. But with her, this has been a pattern for a long time. He is an abusive person to the people he tries to call friends. Mm-hmm. He abuses them.
I don't get it.
It's gross.
I just don't get what it. I don't know. I almost thought for a minute there it was like, Rebel, I can't give you any money this week, but how about we get in a fight and put it all out on YouTube again? And yeah, we'll do all that again. Okay, Shelley. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't even.
And Shelley is a dit regarding him because Shelley, in spite of trying to present herself as somebody who goes against the grain, she falls remarkably into the us versus them mentality. Mm-hmm. If it's with them, it must be that bad. And if it's with us, it must be good. And Rebel is us and everybody else is them.
But with that particular subject that you spoke out about, with him putting her phone number out there, and I didn't realize till this morning, it was out there for days, I guess. And she said she got phone calls with that subject. I think we all came together. It didn't matter who he was. We all agreed that ain't right. She's a single female. Don't pull that shit. I don't care if she's married or whatever.
And that is how I feel about it. That is how I feel about it, Hossel. Mm-hmm. It is. But she is a ditz regarding him because, contrary to her protestations, she is the worst example of an anarchist I have ever seen. She, I don't know. She thinks she's going against the grain, but she falls into the us versus them in a huge way. I mean, I've heard her say, well, you can't believe them. They're with the bad people. That's exactly how she sees it. Everything is black and white with her, just like it is with Rebel. Everything is black and white with him. There are no shades of gray.
Yep. Yeah, he was just reminding her of that. That you got a little too close to making it an us thing when it's a we them thing sort of thing going on. It was just weird. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else do that to each other before. Am I missing anybody else that's done that?
It's gross. Just gross.
Yep. But you said she's not anarchist. Well, he's not much of a rebel, is he?
Well, the only thing he rebels against is good hygiene and job applications.
Yep, true. Mm-hmm. Nippers. Yep.
But
But
yeah, I'm finding, like I said, I just have to laugh at him telling no man's ever gonna love you again, Elizabeth K. Her, you fat cow, that fat bitch, her vagina with no sidewalls. Her.
oh Jesus. Mhm.
Oh yeah, I know. He's been preoccupied with that too, and he likes to try and make fun of my accent.
He doesn't do very well at it though.
No, he's bad at it. And secondly, it's an accent. My regional accent, I've said it repeatedly.
Mhm.
It's not something I'm ashamed of. I am a proud native Texan. Most native Texans are. And furthermore, I like to sometimes put on this accent just a little bit, because then I can come from behind and whip your ass with my brains, because you never see it coming. You think I'm just an ignorant hick. I'm from Texas. Right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm an ignorant hick, and I'm blonde and Irish to boot, and just, yeah, right.
Yep. And then you throw it down.
That's kind of like what Lee says about me. Oh, she's a church lady. Wait, she's a church lady who cusses.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, she's a church lady who cusses and smokes weed.
Yep.
I'm not really a church lady. Gosh, do you know I have not darkened the door of my childhood parish since my mother passed away.
How long has that been?
It'll be 11 years in October.
Okay. All right.
That's it. And it was for my mother's funeral. And it's not that I don't ever miss that, but that too was like a period of time never to be again.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in that particular church was a little magic. And I'm not really going to get into it because it was just atypical from what you would think a Catholic church 30 years ago would be.
Were you singing in the choir?
Oh yeah. I started singing at a very young age, but I started first in the children's choir and then in the adult choir. Prime says, "You sing in church, don't you?" "Oh, I have sung in church, but I've also sung in a lot of other places too." So,
Hey, speaking of Prime, you did the Beetlejuice last time or a week ago.
I don't know
to get
how
him.
much help he's going to be able to be, because Prime's expertise tends to be on non-Windows based systems, So,
And what is it you're needing?
just some help with getting my system, my sound where I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Just some advice on what I need. And if it's something I'm going to have to save up for, it's something I'm going to have to save up for. But,
Mm-hmm.
I need to know how I can pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's something that's kind of important to me. I have three big, 4 if you count Christmas really, but I have 3 big events, big milestones coming.
Mm-hmm.
In October. It will be what would have been my husband's 69th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And then in November, our what would have been our 24th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
And then, of course, January is coming.
Yeah. It's
And
right around the corner.
It'll be here before any of us can blink. So, and there are some things that, I tried to bribe Prime. I told Prime if he helped me with this, that I would record Colors of the Wind for him and upload it on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I would happily do it because that song was, out of anything Disney I sang, Colors of the Wind was my late husband's favorite.
Mm-hmm. And is that Prime's favorite too, or?
Well, it's the one he was playing when he came up on the shit show the other night, and they're like, "No Disney, Prime, no Disney."
Oh no, does that get you struck?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Prime. Tisk tisk. What did you think of LG's comedy show last night? That was pretty good.
I didn't see that much of it. I forget what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, look there. Brick says he knows. STL knows about sound.
Well, STL, if you think you can help me, you can send me a DM. I am, you're not blocked.
Are you talking about sound like when you just do your live streams, or when you're going to sing on live streams?
Either both. The one time I did try to sing on panel, I don't have everything done correctly. So either one or the other comes out. Either the accompaniment comes out or my voice comes out, but not both at the same time like it should.
Hey, Taco. Tacos sound so good, don't they? Have you had tacos lately, Liz?
I had tacos last week when I got paid.
Yeah, on your vacation, right? Was that last week, or have you been back to work?
No, that was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks. But no, I got paid last week. And so I eat out every 2 weeks. You know, I pick up some tacos or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just for treating a switch.
Yep. Now, are you coming home and plating it up, or since it's just you, are you kind of just standing over this sink and inhaling in it?
I usually sit in my chair and eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. Good to relax and enjoy it and savor it like you would if you was, you know, sitting at the table.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's some stuff I want to do.
Taco had taco today.
Some songs I need to sing.
I bet Yoshi didn't have Yoshi today.
Plus, I also kind of want to know a little more about it because, you know, my granddaughter, you know, when she starts learning and performing and everything else, I'm just going to need to know more.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Doesn't Game Over 2 make his own songs? And he knows, I know he's a busy guy, but doesn't he know about that sort of thing? Because he writes some of that music, right?
Right.
Yeah. So he would be your guy with the ear for music, I would think. But he's super busy. Of course, you could buy one of those adorable little French puppy dogs that he's selling. Did you see his video?
Oh, no, I didn't see the puppy dogs.
God. I don't even know how many of them, but they're so cute. I almost literally was like, I got to get a hold of this guy, get one of them puppies. But I'm not. Oh, she got syringe fed sweet potato baby food. Yum.
Just a second. Oh.
So how was everybody's day in chat? Anything exciting? Anybody win the lottery, buy a new house, new car, dinner? Besides them tacos, you had Taco and Yoshi. That baby food for Yoshi. Somebody loves that stuff too.
Okay. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff that, you know, I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You making a list?
Yeah. Mostly in my head still. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now, Hassel.
Well, that's fun sometimes, you know. It's not bad to do that. I mean, gosh, who wants to be mundane, right?
So when I realized I wasn't going to be in my own apartment by myself, like I messaged my daughter and I said, so I'm going to be flying by the seat of my pants for a while.
And
She said, so what does that mean? And I said, it means I'm going to be doing some non-traditional living. I'm going to be living more like a young person instead of the middle-aged woman I am.
yep. Instead of the Mediset filled every day and ready to roll with your vitamins and whatever, you're just going to grab that bottle and throw one in the back of your throat and swallow with your water, if you remember.
No, I'm not that disorganized hostile.
You're not flying by the seat of your pants that much.
No, because if I don't do my medicine box, then meds don't get taken.
Hey, the youngins don't know what medicine boxes are, Liz, so let's keep that private. They'll be like, what's a
Some
medicine
youngins do.
Everybody gets one.
My daughter has the most complicated medicine box I have ever seen. It's not even a box.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a Hero, and it's
Yep.
basically this fancy box that she dumps everything into, and it dispenses it at the intervals during the day that she's supposed to take her medications.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
it helps for her. Medication compliance was utmost, and it is the biggest risk with schizophrenia patients is lack of
Mhm.
compliance with medication.
Yep.
And my daughter, her compliance according to her device is over 95%.
Mhm.
So for a patient with a schizophrenia diagnosis, that's pretty remarkable.
Back in the days when I worked for a doctor's offices, as I worked for a few of them, the pharmaceutical companies would just hand those Medisets out, and you could give them then to some of your patients that couldn't afford them, or I even took one home, and that's to this day what I still have to use medicine with, and it's only a 7-dayer, but I almost wouldn't mind that 30-dayer.
Well,
it's the size of a keyboard.
Getting rid of so many of my psych meds means I only have to take pills once a day now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take sleeping pills now. So getting rid of all that means I only take meds once a day.
Yep.
So I just have a 7-day box.
I like that you only have to take them once a day, because it's not like you'll forget one dose or two. Well, you might, but so do you set your alarm? Because that's the next thing. You get your box that your meds go in, and then you set that alarm. Mine's usually like 8:00 at night, because I'm in the routine in the morning, right? To take them in the morning, and then at night you're kind of dicking around or falling asleep in your chair or whatever. That alarm's like, wake up! It's that time, old lady.
I don't know. I don't take an alarm to remember to take them. I don't usually need to.
Yeah, a brown box, huh? Taco and Yoshi. That sounds like a good box. I've used some of those little plastic things you can buy like at Walmart. Those little cheap, what do you call them? Catch-all. Yeah. And then I found this little canvas how you get those makeup bags, Liz, where there's 3 different sizes.
What?
And the makeup bags with the 3 different sizes in them, smaller and or bigger and large. That's what I use for my meds when I'm not taking them. Then you fill the Mediset, and that Mediset goes somewhere else until it's empty. So yeah, just 13 Taco and Yoshi. That's a lot. I would hate to have to take those. I don't even like taking the 3 at a time that I take. It's like, ugh. I don't know why they got to have those awful tastes too. I mean, come on, can they not make a 1-a-day vitamin just not taste like anything? How about that? Why does it gotta be medicine-y and ugh? And if your tongue's too dry and it gets caught, you're like, oh no, now I'm fucked. My whole mouth is just screwed.
Let's see. I guess nobody wants to come up.
All right, well, we could do Like I heard Tonic say, "Hey Taco, you gonna come up, or are we just gonna make up lies about you?"
But he's I don't know. You know, the whole defying gravity thing. It's
Mhm.
increasingly the way I feel.
Yep, I hear you.
That I'm not going to let any of it bring me down. Not any of it.
That was such a fun song to hear. I don't think I've ever heard it before, and to know that it was Kristen Chenoweth because I've only
It
seen her do
wasn't
her
Kristen
comedy.
Chenoweth. It
Oh, I'm
wasn't
sorry.
Kristen Chenoweth.
That's right.
See, okay, so on Broadway, the role of Glinda was played by Kristen Chenoweth. Um, so she was the Good Witch of the East. And no, the Good Witch of the North. I'm sorry. God, I'm mixing up my Wizard of Oz lore here. And then, of course, you have Elphaba, who later became the Wicked Witch of the West. And she was played on Broadway by Idina Menzel. I do not care for Idina Menzel's singing voice, so I did not play her version of it.
And you've seen them perform it live,
I haven't seen them perform it. No,
but you have been to Broadway.
no, I've
Oh,
not. I just know who played them on Broadway. I've seen another production of it, but I just know who originated the roles on Broadway.
is that on your bucket list to make it to Broadway?
I only had one thing in that regard on my bucket list,
That one
and
guy.
that was to see Anthony Warlow. I
Uh-huh.
it just it, look, if there is any question at all about me being slightly autistic, the fact that I have not changed my mind about him since I was about 14 years old
Mhm.
is pretty indicative.
Yep, that is.
It's just one of those peculiar fixations. There is just something about that man's voice.
Well, you played him the last time you played music, didn't you?
I played him quite a lot, different
Mhm.
things, but that one's usually one of my favorites because it's upbeat.
Mhm. What's football? Oh, whoops! I went back in the thing there when public
Yeah, that's when I
discussion.
told Corrosive that that's a question I would have liked to have been able to ask, but my geographical location did not permit such a thing.
Did you think that the TV show Friday Night Lights was realistic then, or did they exaggerate
Never
it in any
watched it.
way?
I don't give a fuck. Just that's
You didn't watch
like I told you. Like I told you. I'll just be square honest. Despite having grown up in Texas, I don't give a fuck about football. I don't. And my parents and my brother, they kind of looked at me like I had an extra head. And I suppose to a lot of my contemporaries and, well, to a lot of Texans, I do, but it's just not my thing.
Mhm.
I mean, even Chicky likes football.
I learned all about it. Gosh, I'll say my mid-20s just from dating a guy that was a sports nut, and I do enjoy it. I don't watch much of it, but I enjoy all the sports except for golf. I don't like that one. I
I
just
just,
find that boring.
yeah, I, nope.
So I know you're tired of the Ernie stuff, and so am I. What do you think about the most recent news just being out there and just being all over the place? And now we're seeing the oh shit, the sock accounts with the Ernies, yada yada yada, and stuff like that.
Oh, about his having HIV.
Uh huh.
Does he have HIV or does he have AIDS?
I don't know. I am not really paying much attention to it, but seeing the sock accounts, I'm like, oh shit, here we go again.
I mean, there's a difference.
Yeah. Hmm.
obviously.
Yep. And I'm wondering how they know about all. I mean, do you really think he's having all them partners that they're saying that he did? I mean, is there really anybody on YouTube going around and just screwing everything in sight? Other than,
Gross.
other than Taco and Yoshi, there you go. How you like that lie, Taco? Yeah. So I don't know anybody that who's got the time to travel, because you'd have to, right? You'd have to have a dependable vehicle, I would think. But yeah, all exaggeration. You on mute, Liz?
Anyway, but yeah, yeah, there's a difference. I mean, the medical criteria for an AIDS diagnosis is a T cell count of 200 or less. That is the medical criteria. Also, like an opportunistic, those special
I know, Prester.
those special conditions that are peculiar to HIV, like Kaposi's sarcoma. But that's the medical. But the big deal is the count, the cell count, 200 cells.
That's the lowest.
If it's that or lower, 200 or lower, then yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
But that is just gross, and all the women all the women go, and the men, and he's a bottom.
Has there really been men, or was that just talking? Because I don't follow the guy.
I don't.
I really don't.
But
I don't even know why people
there's all this talk about him being raw dogged, and
oh, Lord.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that means, but I've got
it means he's a bottom.
Raw dogging is that?
And it means it means he got bottomed with no protection. I think that's what raw dogging means.
It says sex without a condom. There we go.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, it does get a little bit deeper than that. Man, I'm going to have to break that down. Urban Dictionary, your friend, went on YouTube.
Oh, God. Is that what you're looking up? Raw dogging?
Yep. I like to know the real definition of my new words that I've learned. Yeah, to have sex without a condom, basically. Bareback. Oh, shit. All right. All right. So what else we got going on today?
Not much. Worked all day.
We're so close to Friday, man. I can't wait till this time tomorrow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get off next weekend, I'll have a long weekend.
That's a holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, the Monday after is Labor Day. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. I think I will too. I'm pretty sure I got at least a 3-day weekend. I usually throw another day off around that, might be 4. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So where is my cat? Let's see.
Well, let's see. He ate dinner. It's in the evening, so he's probably napping.
Tires. Come on.
Oh.
He says meow. He says, look at me.
Look at him.
So bye-bye.
So cute.
Yes.
Good boy.
Yes. Tober's a beautiful cat.
He's so cute when he looks at you.
Mm.
And he already knows, doesn't he? He just knows she's going to love on me for a while. I'm just going to sit here and hang out. I'm going to talk to the camera.
Yeah. Gonna look. Be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
So
white kitty face.
you talked about wanting stuff to put on there, and I've always encouraged you to at least, drop some video of him or some shorts of him. Everybody would love those.
Yeah. Tober's.
Beach
might do that.
says,
I might take some video now that I have a better phone.
Beach says they have tickets to the Dr. Dominican Republican starting Tuesday next week back on the 9th. Nice for you. Oh, it's not doctor, is it? Oh. All right. Well, you already live at a beach, don't you, Beach? Because you go surfing, right? I kind of remember you used to saying you would in the mornings. I don't remember whose stream. It must have been Richard Cheese's. You'd say, all right, I'm going to go surf and I'll be back later.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye, Tobers. He's going back down, isn't he?
He's not decided. He's just standing there. Tober's.
So did you finally get caught up from your long weekend, the last one that you had? I know you said there was a lot of work to do when you got
Oh
back.
yeah. That was nothing.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
I almost did not go live today. I woke up and I worked all day with a headache, but I think being out in the heat helped me.
Really?
I don't know. Just being somewhere where it was warm. I was in an air conditioned car, but it was a lot warmer than it was inside here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I worked with a headache all day, and I was like, well, maybe I'll go live after all. It's faded a bit, so it's not as bad as it was a couple hours ago. I was a bit nauseous earlier today.
Ooh, you don't think it was allergies, do you?
Could be. Who knows? But I had to go run that errand, and then of course, drive time is not always predictable. So
yeah, and it was kind of rush hour for you, wasn't it, in your city?
Yeah, it was drive time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that what you guys call it, drive time?
Yeah, rush hour, drive time. But yeah, I had to go to Arlington and then come back to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pot shop in Arlington that sells these non-synthetic vape pens like you get in dispensaries now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very reasonably priced. And so I decided I would go and get one.
And can you share with us how much you spent on it?
It was $40 for a 2-gram pen.
Mm.
So
I don't think that's bad, right?
It's not. And it's very discreet.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep, not bad at all.
This is Super Lemon Diesel.
Yeah, for 2 grams, I think that's pretty reasonable then.
I think it's a great price.
Mm-hmm.
And the flour, see, this is a company that also is a flour distributor as well, and their flour is awesome too. I've tried their flour. So,
yeah, Matt, Southeast Kentucky, Blues 2, Quick Vic. Beach says no surfing, but yes, the ocean is on his back porch. Every year, friends come by here. This year, I said, no way, I'm being hostess. Take me away. T. Hopefully that's where you're going then, right? Is your turn to be the guest and be pampered and every meal cooked for you and cleaned up after? I hope. But when it comes to ice cream, by God, put them dishes away. You're going to want to get your share on the ice cream. Don't be a Connie.
Uh, you know how he goes on these little rampages where he tells us how we're all old and he's young.
Yes. Yes.
See, that's not about us.
Nope, that's about him.
It's about him. It's not about us being old and being past our prime. See, we've all done things with our lives, some more than others, but we haven't just flailed like fucking carp.
They must be really, they must be making a shit ton of money to continue to want to do that. But, they got rent and every board free, basically. Imagine if you had all that free. How rich would you be if you didn't have to pay for that stuff?
And shout out to the Blues 2 channel, continuing the Lord's work in their new place on YouTube.
Yep. Quick Vic is saying, shout out to AC.
I always shout out to my homie AC. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if you are going to badmouth AC to me. I don't agree with everything AC has done. In fact, AC has said, "Man, you should have heard Liz jump down my throat all those times." But and I don't have to agree with everything. But here is the thing: he's my people. He's my homie. In February and March and April and May, he was making sure I had food on the table. He was asking, yes, I've got food, AC. We've got groceries. We're fine. Because he knew that just because I wasn't going live and putting out my Cash App all the time, he knew that wasn't the end of my troubles.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the tacos that he's eaten, and I would say, no, I'm hungry. Could you please bring me 6 of those things that you eat with the lime wedges and the sauce? I would just tell him I didn't have any and hope he'd deliver some of those if it was me, even though I had food.
So people can say whatever they want. And they don't have to like him, but they're not going to say anything that's going to make me dislike him. That's
right.
There it is. There it is right there. You are free to dislike him, but you're not going to say anything that is going to make me forget the type of friend he's been to me.
I can't stress that enough. Your opinion is not going to form my relationship with somebody. I'll make that.
Hey, you had me shouting it from the rafters for a long time, but you had to learn for yourself about Rebel, didn't you?
Yep. 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 I saw the grift.
It was like, you're like, holy shit, she was right all this time.
Yep. Yep. I just, in the Kate's vlogs, or not blogs, that's not what you call them. Was it? What do you call those things? I don't even know.
Blogs. It was blogs.
Thank you.
It was the Turtle Boy blogs. Yeah.
Those things I didn't really, I don't know. I thought they were kind of joking and all that stuff. And to see him repeating the same stuff all these years later, it is the same script, the same game plan. It's all the same thing. I can't believe it. Well, there's Miss Katie in the house.
One of my other favorite people on this platform.
She's good people.
Chicky was my rock. My absolute rock. Stayed up all night with me the night my husband passed away and listened to me cry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's not easy to have a friend be in so much pain like that.
She's another person that you can say what you want to say about her and you can feel how you want to feel about her, but there's nothing that you are going to say that is going to make me think any less of her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because when things weren't all happy, hunky-dory for me, I had people like her NAC, and Jamie too. Jamie too. Are, you know,
Aw, Chicky KT, you don't need to cry unless it's tears of happiness that you're such a wonderful person and a good friend. That would be all right. You are a good person.
Jamie is another person who realized that just because I wasn't pushing my Cash App constantly saying, give me money, give me money, give me money, I need money. I mean, I had it on my about section. I talked about stuff, but it wasn't, I just can't. Chicky's got a huge heart. That's why she lives down here. She needs Texas to have enough room for it. So yeah,
don't take somebody
he was
else's
another
opinion.
person who knew my troubles didn't end just because I wasn't, in crisis mode.
There's some good people on YouTube. And then there's people like Rebel. Farlap.
Chicky is sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
She's very sensitive.
Well, fortunately, she's strong enough to get the word out there about the no kids going on, and boy, stepping off into other genres and
now she's stepping off into this HIV awareness.
Yep, I saw that.
That's God, Chicky. I don't really know all the deets about that, but that is just gross.
I was glad to see your public service announcement so on it, Chicky. I thought that we needed to take a serious moment to address it, at least, since all the jokes and stuff.
And you know what? All these women, oh my God, ladies, you need to see a doctor. You know what? This doesn't have to be a death sentence anymore, but time is of the essence. The sooner you act, the better your prognosis is. Yeah, get a move on. I don't think I broke him. He'll come roaring back in a few days once Ellen has cajoled him into coming online to get some money. I mean, it's 9 days left in the month.
Well, Blues didn't Tonic show a video this morning of Connie and Shelly. When did that live happen?
But that was from like Monday.
Oh, okay. I got
it was, or no, it was from last week. It was from last week. It was from right after my live stream last week, where I ripped into him on what he did to Shelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't have to like Shelly to think what he did was wrong. It just, oh man, that's just gross. That's just gross.
I don't think he likes her either, Matt.
He's scared of me. He's scared of me and the truths I tell. And he tries so hard to LARP like I'm just full of it and I don't know him and I don't know anything about him. Well, he has made his life a fucking open book. He has unwittingly, in his utter social retardation, made things that any thinking person would never make public. He has made things known that any sane or right-thinking person, sensible thinking person would ever make public. It just, that whole video of his grandmother at the nursing home.
Yep. And he was denying that on that video.
Oh, he was denying it hard. He was denying that hard, that his grandmother told him she hated him. And, look, I'm not going to just, I don't know. I don't know. He's just put in his utter social retardation. He has put out details. How else would people have known about those cats?
Right? Or Dimitri.
Right.
Or 306 Bayberry, or what is it?
So, and nobody yeah, 6 Bayberry Drive, Sharon, Massachusetts, Apartment 1, Sharon Apartments.
Constantino Strolis. Yeah, all that. Yep.
Come at him, memes.
Is he saying meme yet?
I don't know. I think he thought it would evince sympathy for him, Blues. I really, really do. But he's really preoccupied with my looks and my weight and my bits. I mean, oh my God. He gets really creepy about women.
Well,
Just,
I like it. I like it that he's so judgmental, considering the only woman he's ever seen is his mother. And I mean, let's take that for example of, if he's going to compare you to her, come on. Who's he to judge what a woman looks like?
Oh, he's ripped on my looks. According to him, I'm plain Jane and unattractive and a librarian. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you could, show your tits on screen like some people do.
Yeah, I don't do tight white titty tops.
Okay, I was just wondering because I know who could loan you one.
Yeah, I don't do tight white titty tops.
Boobs.
I mean, I've got boobs for a tight white titty top, but not one that I want to display on YouTube. Sometimes women should be more sensible about those things, about where they are in life, not making a spectacle of themselves, not trying too hard to look young when they're not anymore.
Yeah.
I believe the phrase is called mutton masquerading as lamb.
Oh. Your Discord name was Titty Top?
Yeah, she got so tickled by my using titty tops that that she changed her Discord name to Titty Top.
Yep. Beach says, or hoarding stolen shopping carts. Who hoards them in your own backyard? I mean, that's crazy. It's like private detectives knocking on your door. Yeah, there's 20 missing.
Because in his twisted little fucked up brain, the same brain that tells him that everybody on the internet wants to pay him and his mom to get an eighth to the face a day. And it's just mean old people like him, that like me and Sugar Crits, that turned the people that really wanted to support him and give him money away. Sugar Crits with her money and me with my big mouth, right?
Yep. She's throwing money at you to get the word out, right?
Yep.
Don't pay Rebel, and Sugar Crits will pay you.
Yeah, don't pay Rebel. Sugar Crits will pay you. So it'll be a win-win. You don't have to give up your money. You'll get some money, and everybody gets money but Connie.
Yep. Yep.
Have you heard him say that?
Yes. There's probably a clip of it on Blue's channel right now.
Everybody gets money but Connie.
No, I did not hear Brett talking about Merkins. What did he say?
But yeah, I know. He's
Yep, Blue says he's got the clips.
I wish I had that clip of him accusing us of wanting to condemn him to McDonald's.
Oh, somebody's got that. Who is it? Because it was right before that McDonald's caught on fire, right?
I
No?
don't think so. No,
Because
it was about the time he really started to cotton on to what was happening. Yeah. When he really started to cotton on to what was happening, that's when he started to freak out even more, and he accused us of all wanting to condemn him to McDonald's. That was the words he used.
Well, he would eat McDonald's every day anyway, whether he's condemned to or not. He loves their French fries. Of course, their food stamps don't buy McDonald's, do they? Snap.
But yeah. But the thing about him always talking about our age, I mean, we haven't flailed like fucking carp. He goes and tells us that we're old, but the truth is, you're not young anymore, Rebel. You are now, given the fact that you have, when you have weed, a 1-pack-a-day habit, and when you don't have weed, a 2-pack-a-day habit, or approaching a 2-pack-a-day habit, not sure. But you talk about how the fact you smoke twice as much when you don't have weed. So for a man who smokes as much as you do and is as malnourished as you are and eats the shitty nutrition that you do rather than spending your stipend and food stamps on more nutritious meals, given that fact, at 35, you are very definitely a middle-aged man. Keep in mind the fact my husband was a lifelong smoker who passed away at the age of 68 this year. So this whole thing about you being young, Rebel, you're not young. You're a middle-aged man now, considering how you've lived your life and what you do to your body. There's the raw, hard truth. You're not a young man anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you're middle-aged, just like the rest of us, just like me, just like Andrew, just like Chicky, just like Tonic. I mean, let's be real. I mean, come on. You are a middle-aged man, Rebel. And the fact is if you went out and started a job, you would have to start at the very bottom, at the very lowest pay, because you have no job experience. You have no marketable skills. You would have to learn them on the job at an entry-level position. And I don't feel sorry for you that that's your fate, because I've done it not once, but twice.
Mic drop.
I did it once when I went into retail almost 30 years ago. And I did it again at age 41 when I went into the medical field. I started at the bottom level as a receptionist / optometry tech, and swept floors and cleaned frames and learned insurance on the fly while I was at it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't stay there long. I didn't stay doing that long. Everybody has a special skill. It turns out I'm a fucking health insurance rain man.
And that's good to know.
So
something like that.
Let's just put it this way, Hassel. AC read me the prefix on his card for Blue Cross, and I told him exactly what kind of plan he had. It was a 3-letter alpha prefix. There's hundreds of those prefixes on Blue Cross plans.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he read me a 3-letter alpha prefix, and I told him exactly what plan he had.
Mm-hmm. If my card wasn't so far away, I'd grab it. I mean, you could tell me, but I know.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that it was a Blue Cross plan. I told him what Blue Cross plan he had.
Hmm. And what the address would be, because there are different addresses out there for it. It doesn't all roll into one center.
No, and see, that's the crazy thing. If you are a patient in, okay, like our patients here that work for the GM plant, they have Blue Cross Michigan plans, but you don't bill them through Blue Cross Michigan. You bill it through your local, which is Blue Cross Texas. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you throw in that Anthem name in there. Like, I thought it was
Yeah,
Anthem.
and you also bill that through your local Blue Cross as well. If you're in network with your local Blue Cross, you're in network with Anthem. So that's how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, it's you know what? There's no explaining it. You have to either you have an affinity for it or you don't.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that there's doctors out there that are almost incapable of practical things.
Right.
You know, all the lights come on when they're in the operating room, but
Hmm.
when it comes to anything else, you know, everybody's got a special skill.
Yep. And it's good to either know how the whole thing works or know people like Liz that'll tell you how it works.
Of course, Rebel Skill isn't grifting after all because it all got derailed thanks to a group on YouTube.
Mhm.
Not that great. But he is so desperate, he wants us to all go away. Go away. Never return. So more people can come that he can, you know, just
Yeah.
take for a ride. And see, there is the thing. And here's the thing is going to be my drama segment show. I have a very small channel. I'm still under 500 subs. It doesn't really make sense for me to have a backup channel.
Yes.
So my drama panels, I'm pretty much going to have kind of as a here's the thing, because I've noticed I tend to fall into that a lot when I talk, especially about Rebel.
Hmm. I think I should have a backup channel. You let Truth Finder up here, and boom, this one's gone like that.
I have backup channels, but I
Oh,
don't know if I want to just unveil it for that. I mean, if I had more than 1,000 subs, you know, yeah, maybe, but you know, I don't. So, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but I don't feel sorry for him if he winds up doing that because that would be what he would have to do, because I've done it twice. I didn't finish my college degree. I didn't. Um, I got married and
Uh-oh.
became a mom.
You made Connie go live, Liz.
He's probably going to call me a cow again. Make fun of my weight. Woo, woo, woo. Talk about how fat Elizabeth Kay is. You know, if I am fat, folks, I shudder to think what the average American woman is in Connie's book.
I'd like to see you standing next to Mom Squatch.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Oh, nope, he's done already.
Uh-oh, he just had her ran a little bit.
Fuck you, Liz Kay.
Uh-huh.
You're ruining my life. Risking my life.
Hey, did I see that did Betty Washam get her restraining orders today in court? Did I see somebody go live about that?
I don't follow Betty Washam at all, but I have an Aussie correspondent who probably knows all about it.
Ah, there you go. Well, Ozymandia is still in the house.
Yeah, if Ozymandia is in the house, I'm sure she could fill us all in on Betty Washam.
Well, it was somebody who went live, and when I was working, and I kind of the channel just ended up on it, so I couldn't really hear it, but I could see Betty Wasserman was granted RO today, and
No, you know, I don't pretend to be thin. I'm not thin. I am what you call petite and curvy. The very, very definition of. I don't pretend to be thin. I have curves. I
Yep.
have a waist. I have hips.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm not pretending to be a size 2. I bounce between a 6 and an 8. I'm kind of closer to an 8 right now because I'm retaining, but it's just but
Size 8 is a single digit, so that's pretty good.
yeah, I'm just not going to, but I don't pretend to be anything I'm not. I don't bleach my hair. I don't like my hair. I don't color my hair. My hair is my natural hair color, which means whatever gray is in there, it's showing too. So I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't even pretend to be a good person. I'm just a person. I have my good moments. I have my bad moments. I have my moments where it just doesn't reflect very well on my humanity.
Richard Chi says, Connie was watching, so I figured something good must be going on here. Hello, everyone. And then Ace is in the house, says, you're perfect, Liz. Ellen has to be 14. I'll bet she's bigger than that.
Thank you.
Dave. I don't know. I would think, God, Ellen's pretty big and broad.
She's more like 22.
Yeah, I was going to say 18, 20. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, anyway, so. But yeah, I think you look just fine. And for as small as you are, you got a pretty good sized rack there. So,
Yeah.
you're fine with your curves.
Well, yeah. When I was younger, I used to have a tendency to stand with my arms folded over my chest because it's kind of like eyes up here, bucko.
Mm-hmm.
Tobers was worried about having to hire new help. Well, Tobers kept me in line, Prester John.
Yeah, that was your consistency of each day, wasn't it? Getting up for Tobers and getting Tobers fed. And
well, you know what? It's not usually Tobers that wakes me up. He usually doesn't wake me up. He usually waits for me to wake up because he knows I'll wake up. I usually wake up around 5 o'clock.
Oh, even on your days off, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If I stay in bed, I'm going to miss something. And I don't mean YouTube.
Yep. I get every minute of that free time.
And after spending so long in a bed, trying to ignore the rest of the world, falling down around my ears because I was in very bad denial. Now that I'm not in that mindset anymore, even though the world has fallen down around my ears, I have chosen not to ignore it this time. I've chosen to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that ever since I came to 2 years ago, that I don't really want to miss a minute of anything again. I missed a lot. A lot. Just
putting your head in the sand.
Right. And it wasn't just, like I said, there's reasons I've been hard on Rebel about denying his reality. Because ultimately, I had to be very hard on myself about denying my reality.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop giving myself a pass, which I did for a few years. So I had more compassion for his situation than he'll ever believe, ever. He feels paralyzed. I know what it's like to feel paralyzed. Like it's all just too much to bear and too large mountain to scale. And it's just easier to hide and pretend it's not happening. That's easier. It is. I had to basically give up most of my recreational reading. I loved reading. And then I realized I was using it as a tool to escape.
Mm-hmm.
It's been almost 2 years since I've read a book. And that's a fact. I guess if I had to read one for something, I would. I mean, it's not that but I'm a little afraid to, because I used reading as a tool to escape, just like Rebel uses YouTube as a tool to escape. It was so easy to go into the world. And, honestly, it wasn't just fiction. I did a lot of my medical research on my broad-based clinical knowledge was learned during that time, because I would fall into reading rabbit holes for hours and hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that way, it wasn't totally non-productive, but it wasn't what I should have been doing. But I did learn a lot that has helped me in the field that I'm in now.
Yeah. So you were educating yourself on some of the stuff, right?
I did. And most of it was basically due to things that had come to me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in denial. I really was. I was in denial. My mom, she should have come home from the hospital. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't have had that dislodged stomach feeding tube. She shouldn't have had that. My mom was in a rehab facility. She was only going to be there for a few weeks, and then she was coming home. And for the longest time, I was in denial. And ultimately, that led to where I am now. I've explained it, that the two events are connected. That moment that I had to get into that bucket and deal with what I had made of my life. And it's a bucket I'm still dealing with, Hassel, all these years later.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to first crawl and then walk my way back. Because when I thought of trying to scale that mountain in 1 or 2 days, it was just too much. It was just too much. So I had to find a way to do it just a little at a time. But he'll think that this is me being the psycho, me being crazy, that I don't know him. Well, I do know this. I do know that if he is almost 35 years old, and that were his mother to pass away in her sleep tonight, that he would be in a very, very terrible situation tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do know. And the fact that you have done nothing to mitigate that for yourself, that tells me that you're in a lot of denial, because every time it's brought up, you scream and rage and tantrum like a fucking toddler.
Mm-hmm.
But
Norman
and
Bates.
it wouldn't even have, and it wouldn't even have to be necessarily her passing, because should your mother ever have a stroke, or if she should ever be declared by a doctor unable to live without assistance anymore, you're not going to have a whole lot to say about it. You're going to get to a point where if what you say about her dementia is true, she's eventually going to have some sort of assistance. It would probably be better for her to be in some sort of a senior apartment facility anyway.
Well, we've always thought that.
Just my opinion. And I don't even think that much of the lady. She made him the fucking little monster that he is. And it's why I don't pull any punches about her. My panel the other night, I mean, most of you have seen that fucking Lawless panel more than once, have reviewed it. I've heard it a dozen times. God, sometimes Richard would get bored and play it for us. Mm-hmm. And, and you find something new every time. But it is the primer on him. It is the key. It is the key to understanding why he is the way he is. He complains about being treated like animals, but his mother acted like a fucking animal. A feral, snarling animal. And she taught her baby boy to be a feral, snarling animal too. Well, I'm going to tell him to come on here even more. $100, Brett. $100.
Yep.
So anytime, he's tried to LARP that his mother didn't have these unrelenting expectations, horse shit. Horse shit. Oh, he does far more to jeopardize her health than anybody on YouTube or anybody with a camera has.
I agree.
So, yeah, he does more to jeopardize her mental stability and peace of mind. He does more. Yep. And like I said, I don't care for the woman. She has created the monster, and she has foisted him on us all because she has told him to come on here and do what he does. Mm-hmm. He basically has to be kicked and dragged on here now because he knows it's a futile cause, but he has to base, he is in a balancing act. And this balancing act is, I didn't say anything for 2 years, Hassel. Mm-hmm. He's a miserable little fuck. Yeah. But he's had us to tell him where he's gone wrong, and he won't fucking listen. He thinks he's in the right every day, all the time. He's doing the right things. He's made the right choices, and he hasn't. Nobody makes all the right choices, Rebel. Nobody. I've made some bad choices. This year alone, I've made some bad choices. Since I've been out on my own since leaving my apartment, there have been some choices that I probably should not have made. Putting myself face to face with that creepy guy was probably one of them. But, everybody makes bad choices. But how you deal with them going forward and how you look at them and is how you deal with your future. What you do, Rebel, is you make bad choices and you continue to make bad choices. And then when people say, maybe you shouldn't do that, then you scream, get feral, get angry, justify said bad choices. Everybody else is wrong. Everybody else is making bad choices, but not Rebby. No, not Rebs. He never makes bad choices. He never spends the tens of thousands of dollars that the community gave him on high potency, high test dispensary weed instead of tires when he's dead flat.
We don't have to worry about the tires now.
Can it be arsed? You want to make him torture himself.
He don't have to ever worry about tires anymore, does he?
Nope. Yeah, because if he couldn't save up for a tire, he sure as fuck couldn't save up for a car.
Nope. And he could have it's been about a year, I think, since they lost their car. And you look at the donations he's had, he could have a really nice used car at this point had he saved all the money.
Yeah, well, and he gets upset because people want to see him do something different.
I don't know what expectations they have out of him.
And you know what? He's going to look for a different community, but I got news for you, bud. AC is just about everywhere. And if they're not everywhere, there are ears everywhere. God, AC goes a lot of places.
Yep.
I mean, he's the one who keeps on bringing these strays home, according to Brett. So,
yeah, but he does bring a good one every now and then. Didn't he bring Evil Ghost over?
yeah, he brought us Ghost and Peachy.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, AC is all over. The eyes of war are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So he can try, but okay. And this just disgusts me. He's looking for a different community. He's making sure experiences he thinks we won't look for him. And I can guess that. I'm pretty sure he's probably looking for a different community. He's looking for a new group of people to try to sell his line to and put his act on for. And he doesn't understand that it'll happen all over again. And it'll happen sooner because the older he gets, the angrier he gets. And the reason why is because of what he tells us when he tells us we're all old.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not us that have wasted so much time. It's him.
Oh no, where was that at, please? I don't remember him introducing anybody from a different community. It must have been after midnight.
But yeah, if I've been hard on Rebel about refusing to accept his reality, it's because I know what it is. I know what it is.
I still think you had to struggle harder than he does financially when you were having your troubles.
Well, I was worried about real needs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And there's the difference. I was worried about actual bills. This is somebody who didn't want to stay employed because he might have had to pay some bills.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You didn't have the local community. Well, you did because a lot of your folks are down there in Texas from YouTube, but you had your YouTube community help you out, as where he's got local people coming in and physically moving his shit for him and storing it for him and paying the movers and all that stuff. Well, and none of that happened. They're still right where they were at.
They're squatting.
Bayberry.
Yeah. He is like that Star Trek episode, The Enemy Within. But he is all the worst aspects of a child in the body of a man. Well, a manlet. Let's just say he's dealing with all the hormonal aggression shit that grown men deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He's too hairy for such a thing to be otherwise. You know?
Yep.
So, he's dealing with all the male hormonal aggression, even though he's a little manlet. But it's just, He is one of the biggest reasons Freud's theories still get traction. I'm telling you, people like him are the reason. And if you get treated like an animal, if your mother got treated like an animal, it's because when it all was said and done, you acted like animals. And you are a feral animal, Rebel. You are a feral fucking animal. Because it is in your nature to bite the hand of everyone that helps you.
Yes.
Nothing's ever good enough. There's no end to what somebody can do for you. Other than just be a friend, of course. There's always needs people have to fulfill for you. That hand's always out. And see, you know, it's why if he were to just get on assistance, if he were to just collect SSI and come on YouTube and have some lives and accept whatever donos he got and be quiet, I would be fine with that, because he is broken. He's irretrievably broken, and he does not know how to be a man because he's never seen one. He's never had one to show him how to be one. My son had things a whole lot better. He really did. And as for me being angry about, you know, his claims that, oh, I got $15 and they gave it to me just because they hate your guts or they want to piss you off, Liz K. I find it endlessly amusing that people have given money to this little shit because they think it's going to piss me off now. A year ago, it's probably true, because I was still deep into really getting the boots on his pocketbook.
Wow, man, been a long, you know, it's been a long time ago, a year ago, but look how effective it was.
And at one point that might have been angry, but we are now in another phase. We are now in another. This was not an actual. This was not a Connie Sock. This was Rebels. This was Rebels' actual account in my chat the other night, Blues. So, we're not in that phase now. We are not in that active phase now. We're in phase 2. Phase 2 is just is maintenance. It's just make sure there's no new suckers on the horizon. Because whatever money he gets now, it's going to be from fucking idiots like KW, Connie's sugar daddy. And it's going to be from other idiots that give him money. And they know who they're giving it to. They know he's not going to do anything smart with it. They know he's never going to be anything other than what he is. And they know that full well that they might get doxxed for their fucking trouble. So anybody that gives Rebel money at this point, they have full disclosure. And so they do not have my sympathy. There are too many people that are standing by ready to tell their story to stop somebody from donating.
There's just too many, for me, just too many other opportunities for your donations to go that will really help someone. You know, with Andrew's surgery, he's going to be off work for a while. You also have, I don't know if y'all know Bubs. He's homeless right now. And
right.
So he had 50 cents in his pocket this morning. There's who else is out there that is always in need, or not always, but can use a helping hand and will take it. And you know, you're giving them a hand up, and they'll really use it and not spend on stupid shit.
And the whole thing, and his attitude about Bubs. You talk about something that would make me just want to beat him like a fucking pinata, Hassel, is the things he's had to say about Bubs' situation.
Yep.
I mean, just that lack of empathy, just utter lack of empathy. And it just it tells me how very anesthetized his time on the streets were.
Yeah.
It just tells me how much of that time was spent in extended stay hotels as opposed to in their car. It just tells me how much that was a factor.
Mhm.
Because if it hadn't, if he had spent more nights in the car, he wouldn't have such a nasty attitude about Bubs' situation. It just
Yep.
tells me he doesn't know shit. He got the little baby back bitch participation trophy version of being homeless last time around.
Well, he wasn't even. How many nights did he really sleep in a car? A night or two, and then he was in the hotel until he got the apartment, right?
Yeah, I think they only spent a handful of nights in that car,
Mhm.
honestly, over the course of however long it was they were out, because it that's how he got chased off of Facebook, was relationships with donors going south and him threatening people and telling them to kill themselves when they would suggest he get a job.
Yep.
Because never forget that whole kill yourself because you told me to grow up and get a job.
Yeah.
That started on Facebook. It didn't start on YouTube. It didn't start with AC. It didn't start with Brett. It didn't start with Turtle Boy. It didn't start with Kate. It started with the people that were watching him on Facebook.
Mhm. It's the same script, exact same fucking storyline that he's doing, and people just keep throwing money at him for it. It's just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
And it was so amusing the other day when he says, "Oh well, I don't want money from the AC shed show people." Okay, well,
Well, his mom gets paid in 8 days, and he won't need your money.
that's right. He gets paid. Yeah, when my mom gets her check.
I won't need your money then.
It's like feeling down, can't get those donos. Let's flex mom's welfare check.
That's right. And then the middle of the month comes, and all hell breaks loose again because Ellen has footed the bill for 2 weeks, and she wants her fucking money back, and she wants it now. So he's got to round up some money to give Ellen.
I don't need anything from you cheap fucks. I don't need anything from you cheap fucks. Sellouts. Criminals. No one gets his goat like I do.
Was it when he went press run? Was it the video he just did when he went live for a few seconds? What was he bitching about?
You know what?
Donos?
I would be willing to bet that he associates me with that relative that told him to clean up the fucking table.
Oh, for sure. Your Aunt Liz. Always keeping an eye on him, aren't you, Aunt Liz?
Yeah.
He's not used to anybody saying anything to him, let alone a woman.
Yeah, he's trying to find new donos, and Liz and the community are hurting his chances.
He cussed on both of us? Oh, man, did he dox us?
Oh, he cussed both of you. Oh, he cussed both of you. Yeah, he cussed both of us. Well, yeah. Well, Rebel, maybe you shouldn't have treated Hassel like shit.
5 or 6. We must have been in good company then, Blues, right? He's just saying the same old shit again.
Well, it's just, I mean, in a few years, we'll see who's still alone. After all, no man's ever going to want me again.
Press run. I think about looking at Rebels channel every now and then, but it's such an effort to type it in and then think of which one of his 20 channels should I type in, and I don't know 10 of them. So then I'm down to the 10 that I do know, and I can't even remember those. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to even find it. I'll just wait till somebody restreams them. So I'm going to count on you to tell me what happened, okay? Please forgive Lil Abe. He is just a sad troll. Well, what is that noise? Was that Tober's talking?
No, I need to get up and.
Cracking another beer, are you, Liz?
Actually, it's Coke Zero.
I know. I don't think you drink alcohol, do you?
Mm-mm. I don't drink. It makes me nauseous. Even if I like the way it tastes. And I like a margarita. Oh my gosh. I love to go to make. Oh yeah. I love the way a margarita tastes. It just doesn't agree with me.
Mm-hmm. When during COVID, when they had to use the margarita mix to make the hand wash stuff, you know what I'm talking about? They ran out of stuff and they had to start, or they didn't run out of it. I think that the alcohol distributor said, hey, we can make that stuff too. But you start buying some of that hand wash and it would smell a little bit like margaritas. It just kind of reminds you of sitting in one of those bars eating those chips and salsa and waiting on your enchilada and having a picture of them.
Oh man, that sounds. Oh God, that sounds great. Being in a Mexican restaurant with your chips and salsa, waiting on your enchilada.
The salty rim around your glass.
Yeah, that sounds great. And it's not that I really want to drink for the alcohol. It's just I like margaritas. I like the way it tastes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're pretty good. Well, you can have the plain ones, I suppose, non-alcoholic ones. Jose Cuervo's mix isn't too bad. The without the vodka, or what is it? Tequila in it. Is that what's in a margarita? Tequila and something else?
What was that?
What's in a margarita? Tequila, and is there another liquor in it?
Tequila. Sometimes people put liqueurs in it, like Cointreau or Grand Marnier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good old days, sitting in them bars and those restaurants with them chips and margaritas.
But for 2 years, I have increasingly believed in miracles.
And
this year, in an odd way, I don't know how the way God has looked after me in the face of everything has restored my faith in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
He has made sure that I haven't been homeless, that I haven't been hungry, and that I haven't been completely and utterly alone.
Mm-hmm. He's awesome.
And that if I had to face this, and told you, usually about twice a week, I look at my late husband's picture and say, this wasn't my idea,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I look at his picture and say, this wasn't my idea. But if I had to face that, he put me in a position where I finally could.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fool. I knew it would happen, but It was just a whole lot sooner than I would have liked. I don't know, just ever since that 6-month milestone, and ever since I've been here, because I've finally been in a place where I can breathe personally and a little financially.
Mhm.
Those first few months, I was running on fumes, fighting for survival. I wasn't facing the loss.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, it just when you're worried about surviving, that it just kind of makes everything else moot.
Having the control finally, knowing what tomorrow might bring.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's good. Good
I
that
think
you.
I think of my life a year ago, and it's just hard to believe how things have changed. It's just I'm I'm still reeling in so many ways. Just my best friend,
Mhm.
the one person in my entire freaking life, and that includes both of my late parents. The one person that never got that little ridge between his eyebrows when he looked at me because either my brain was doing the pinball ping or I had gone full Asperger mode. And it's why up until the very end I just held him so close to me,
Mhm.
because he just never treated me kind of weird. And you know what? He never treated my son like that either, which just made him just a perfect choice to be his dad.
Yeah.
And Richard, it's actually been 7 months. And but and just reeling still. He's been on my mind a whole lot.
You said you got some of those landmarks coming up
Yeah, I do. His
in the
birthday,
holidays.
my wedding anniversary, or our wedding anniversary, and I just
And the holidays are all sprinkled in there too. So we need to find you a music producer. Richard Cheese, do you know anything about producing music? Well, not producing, but what is it you need?
I
What is,
just help with sound.
yeah, you need to have a good ear, I guess. I don't know what that means. But yeah, can you help the lady out?
Let's see. I'm gonna get
And
Tobers. I'm gonna get Tobers one more time, and then I think I'm gonna log off for the night, and because it's getting up towards 9 o'clock. I've been live for 2 hours.
2 hours already. Right on,
Mhm.
Liz. For a work night. Way to go. Spicy Bloody Mary does sound good. These sugar crits. I bet Connie was talking shit about you, sugar crits. He was probably one of those 5 or 6 people. High five. Aw,
Here he is.
so cute.
He says, "Look at me." He says, "That's so cute." He says, "Look at my white paws. They're snowy and white." He says, "You can tell I'm somebody's baby." He says, "And my paw pads, they're all soft too." Yeah. And I'm really lucky that I have such a good mommy and that I didn't get stuck with Connie.
Yep. That's adorable.
Mhm.
I'm gonna step down so you can say goodnight, Liz. It's been fun hanging out with you. I'll get down in the chat, all right?
All right. Thanks for
Have a
coming
good
up,
day.
Oswald.
Good night, girlfriend.
Well, looky, looky, looky. He's my baby boy. Meow. 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 Yeah. That's Tober's. Of course, it's a cute cat. Very cute cat. That's right. Tober's is better than Connie. Doesn't take much to be better than Connie, though. Tober's is a great cat. So Bird and Ghost might be going live at some point. So I wanted to thank all of you for coming. Didn't really discuss much, just kind of bullshitted. And that's kind of what happens when you're trying to get up your watch hours. We'll see how it goes, folks. I'll see y'all again this weekend, I'm pretty sure, because I'll be just here, just me, all weekend, and I'll need something to do. So thanks for everybody for coming by my stream. Thanks for Hustle for coming up, and I'll see y'all around the tubes. Have a great evening.